Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Wildermyth, where we have now entered Old Town, and foes block our path. We have to take their blood for Landon, but I don't know who Landon is. And you know what, for the purpose of getting my job done here, it doesn't really matter. We do have to watch Gray's health a little bit. She is wounded pretty badly. And they seem to have noticed, and they're going for it. What are you doing? If this character has 3 or more allies, oh, okay, whatever. That's not even a real thing. Okay, so this is the Weasel's knife. Well, I mean, obviously we want to ruin some stuff, right? We can afford to ruin. Actually, these are all pretty good cards, though. Like, I'd much prefer to ruin kind of a crappy one. Also, we're looking at just a tremendous amount of armor now from our opponents, so it does seem like it's going to take a little bit more effort to get where we're going now. Start of their turn, if this character has any will, they draw 1 card. Is that an effect that we put on? I don't remember. Well. So we do have Rush in the Rondel Dagger. Let's start with that. I guess we're going after, let's go after the one that has less health. So we fire this, Rondel Dagger you, get ourselves a little bit of charge, then apply that charge to some rush. Okay, we're getting, you know, a portion of the way there. We really just, like, don't have a move for defending Gray aside from do enough damage to kill this thing, which I think we cannot do. So what am I gonna... I guess I'm gonna ruin the dagger. Yeah, that makes sense. Remove all defense from yourself, I assume, not from the target. I mean, that's still pretty good. Deal 30 damage. It does require 3 actions. Obviously a little sketchy to do it on the bear, but we could do it on the bear and then we could fire off this thing, remove our winded, and regain a tiny, tiny bit. Yeah, I don't really want to just eat all that damage. I guess we don't have to do this, though. We have the kill. And then, I don't know, it doesn't really matter who we vanguard. I guess the one with the rage, right? And if I'm going to do this, it makes the most sense to do it now, right? We want to have as many actions as possible, as much stamina as possible in the early rounds to just burst through them. Okay, everybody hates the mouse. Well, we have some play for that. So we still don't really understand how this works. We're just gonna do this to find out. I'm gonna have you apply some actually, we don't have the move card anyway. Never mind. We can't actually find out what this does. I'm gonna fire it though. Okay, so it has just placed a buff on you, and it doesn't look like it has a max duration, so I assume that if we do the thing at any time after this, it will work just fine. I don't know that it matters who does what beyond this. I definitely want a solid footing with Gray. So that is going to apply... Yeah, that's fine. So I don't know. We probably want a red powder with Gray as well. Obviously, Gray needs the healing. And then there's not a lot to it from there. I guess since we're kind of working on the bear this way, maybe we want to throw the poison on the other one. Nah, let's just focus. Our lives are going to get so much easier once there's only one enemy left. And then there's not really a good reason not to fire these all right now, right? Because the armor doesn't seem to decay, so... You know, honestly, I should probably swap the mouse and the... Given that the ferret has the shield and everything, the big shield, really their positions ought to be the other way around. Okay, so... You can't move the other target. You can move yourself, which will cause you to gain 5 charge. Hooray, we're doing it. And then honestly, I may have you just sit on the 5 charge. That's a possibility. I'm gonna just bounce one of these two into the other rank, I guess. You go back here. Stop bothering me. So you're just gonna defend. I guess we just strike twice. It's not a very like compelling turn. I'm gonna hold on to the 5 charge. I could, of course, throw some concealed blades on. I want to do that at a time when he has 3 stamina left, right? So I could have distributed my attacks a little bit more thoughtfully there. So you're gonna do 12 damage to the bear. That's fine. That works just fine. So I guess we can go ahead and apply the big bear strat here. And then I think beyond that, we just keep working on this dude. So let's go ahead and concealed blade. Although I suppose when you've got them divided like this, there's some value in taking them down evenly. Well, whatever. All right, so we're gonna do momentum. I'm gonna discard the battering ram, not because I actually want the charge, but because I'm gonna use those 2 cards to try to draw different cards. Yeah, like that's a little unfortunate. If you have to spend 2 cards to fire that, it does feel less than optimal. Your weapon damage is bad. If you kick this dude, he will take 5. It's not even enough to like care about. And sadly, the bear is the one that we want to do a war cry. Well, whatever. We'll still have you do it, and you can just throw out a very unimpressive strike. All right. Well, apparently I don't get to decide who lives in which road. This is awesome, though. This is very well timed. Okay, so you're going to go down pretty quickly from there. Ruin a card, convert your charge stacks, so you don't have any charge stacks right now. We could hand 5 charge. I guess this is a pretty good play. Oh, right, except I don't get to pick where it goes. I was going to say, like, putting 11 charge on the mouse and then doing a red powder for that much damage, obviously, is pretty great. So they're both dead already, actually. Yeah, they both die at the beginning of the turn due to their various damage over time effects, so I guess I'm just going to let that happen. It is pretty easy to stack those things up. Discard all your ruins and draw that many. I don't know that I want any of this stuff. So applied marked, when this character dies, it also lays out vulnerable. And it gives you 1 overwhelm. Yeah. I don't think we actually want... I don't think putting those cards in our deck improves it at all. So is it always going to be the same? Modify your deck or equipment, hire characters, and heal? Yeah, it looks like it stays pretty similar from section to section. Discard all visible combats. This path descends into a stifling darkness where whispers scratch at your ears. That's very compelling. Or this beaver will allow me to modify my talents. Do I want... I mean, like, I'm pretty happy with them, I think. We should do this at least once to know exactly what it does, because it may be that it has some sort of unintuitive effect. A beaver approaches you, draped in vibrant festival garments. His face is alight with a gleeful expression. Welcome, friends. Let I, Bearivore the Illustrious, illuminate your soul. On this blessed night, I will offer you an opportunity to heal your past, to remedy your regrets. But I must warn, should you falter, you will lose a part of yourself forever. Yeah, let's re-roll a talent. So, which card are we not getting a lot of value out of? Honestly, I feel like Tempering's pretty loose. Let's drop Tempering. I think that on reflection, I saw draw 2 cards and I got all excited, but on reflection, you are almost always spending a card to set up the Tempering, and then spending the Tempering, like you're discarding 2 cards to draw 2 cards. And deal 6/2 and hand somebody a stamina. Restore 12 vitality and remove... Oh, wow. Remove blood, bleeding and poison from each character in your rank. Of course, it costs a point of will. It would have to. That is very powerful, though. I think these are both great. We're going to take the Strange Mist. So... do we want to just... I think I just want to put everybody in the same rank then. So if we're going to sometimes have this healing card that only works on people in the same rank, I don't know that we're getting a lot of safety for Candiford necessarily by putting him in back. Clifton Candiford. What are the others? It was Rose, and the bear has like some very silly name, doesn't he? Seston, right. Seston's probably masculine. We can they the bear, though. That's fine. Heal the whole party by 50% feels unnecessary now that we have this healing card, so I'm going to check out the Voices in the Dark. I want to know what that's about. A dark alley calls to you. Whispers scratch at your ears, seemingly from nowhere and everywhere all at once. Your feet seem to carry themselves into the darkness, but your gut senses something terribly wrong. The eve of great slaughter. He has called us. He has called us here, even. Here and now. It is sometimes important to read all the words. Weep for him and receive his blessing. Well, it feels to me like I should not with the heresy, because elite combat's very hard. So, blood ritual and injury. I didn't realize that mousing off of that was going to make the cards disappear. Okay. So, injury is not very good. Deal 3 vitality damage for every stack of bleed on this character. Oh, okay. I see what they're doing. Receive three copies of that injury card is pretty rough, but then again, you know, we get some value out of having ruin stuff in our deck. We're gonna have some pretty rough draws from here, though. You know, is this also elite combat? Let's just do a normal combat. How about that? I do love fighting. I feel like on most combats we come out pretty ahead. Ooh, look at all these dangerous thugs. Boy, everybody hates poor Rose. So... I mean, obviously, we could have the bear play injury and then go for a great big blood ritual. And then we just bear ability the bleed stacks off. It's a shame that doesn't quite get us to the kill. 30 vitality damage still means we have to hack through the armor of one of them to actually finish the job. But I think it's a good start. So, bear, do this thing. And then do this thing. And we'll just pick one of the ones that's attacking the mouse. And then we'll bear. And now you're invincible. We certainly don't need you to play guard, so you may as well just vanguard. Yep, and then we still have to hack through that guy's whole situation. I guess there's not really a play here other than... Yeah, this will just get it done. Because this will leave him at 8 health with 9 bleed. Okay, and that's enough to keep our mouse safe, but also our mouse gets to round shield. And may as well fully cover your face. Alright, a pretty productive turn, making good use already of our, what do you call it? Of our new blood ritual. So, like, I guess the sensible thing to do here is just mouse ability, get 1 weak hit, but then red powder with it. And I save my other point of will for if we draw the heal card. And I guess it doesn't matter too much which attack it is. So at the rate that guy's taking damage, we can probably put the poison on the other one. And then, yeah, there's no reason not to conceal blade again. Okay. I may have overdone it a small amount. I wasn't even looking at the numbers. That strike was like completely superfluous, wasn't it? Ah, well, whatever. Yeah, let's Warcry with the bear so we can get ourselves some damage, and then also some damage. And then what if we did like some damage? I should have played strategy first. That would have been a kill right there. Now I have to press end turn not once but twice, because he's not going to take any damage this turn. Well, I guess it gives us a chance to draw the we didn't get there though. Do I have any other way of moving that guy? Nope. Okay, well, I'll just let him. But I guess delaying is a good idea, right? We want to draw the healing card. And for that reason, I think we're in a place where it probably makes sense for us to stop adding cards to our deck for the moment, unless they're very, very good. 5 damage, and then 4 times 3 if you have stripped their armor and they have fury, basically. Sometimes this is going to be pretty good. And it generates 4 hits, which is cool for the mouse ability. You know what, I actually am going to take that. Our deck is definitely too big, though. Well, you know, there might be a thing we can do about that. Mentor, will you help me remove cards, please? Now seems like a good time to take a short rest. Perhaps an opportunity to learn something new. No, I don't want to duplicate a card. I want to get rid of cards. Training alone only embeds your errors. I mean, we brought up... Okay, it's fine. Yeah, I don't want more cards. Plague Doctor will sell us medicines. Yeah, let's just fight. We're getting pretty close to some level ups here. Okay, so we got one of these tough wolves. It seems like wolves are always pretty scary. This time they want a piece of Candiford, and I have to say, I'm feeling like that's pretty alright. This dude's a little menacing. Well... So we can have Candiford lead with Carnage, and then follow it up with a Rush. And I'll probably just ruin the Ruination, right? Yeah, I think that probably makes sense. So let's just get rid of these hairs first. Because, like, what are the odds that we're going to cycle through the deck and then actually draw some Ruin cards and draw the Ruination at the same time? And okay, that's interesting. So arbitrarily, I have decided it is... Yeah. They are functionally identical targets. Oh, right, I always forget, the way the timing on this works. This ability doesn't fire when the ruining thing is over. It fires in the middle of that card. Well, that's fine. Can we give this guy a little bit of a push first? I do want to break his armor. It's actually really awkward. Because that's going to make this do 16. So actually, that does work. Right? If we strike from the mouse, this now takes this guy down to 5 armor, which then allows me to acid burn him properly. Okay. The bear can just maintain his actions and then also thresh somebody real good. Yeah, he'll take 2 damage. Yeah, I think he'll be alright. We're gonna just let this guy do his thing. Yeah, it's okay for him to attack once. So, shame to not draw strategy before the kick. So I'm assuming this has no effect on his armor in his current state since he's above 35. I'm sure it won't bring it down. So I guess yeah, it doesn't matter too much. I'll apply some armor to my friend here who is getting his ass kicked, and then I guess yeah, just lay on this one. Yeah, and it doesn't really matter who spends these cards. We just, we desperately need more card draw. I guess let's just separate this one from the others. There's no reason to let them all go every turn if we don't have to, right? So Shrapnel's not going to be very good this fight. Definitely do want you to get 10 charge. That seems pretty good. And here, let's just throw a bunch of damage over time effects on this dude. We can just overwhelm his armor through sheer bloody-mindedness, basically. Yeah, we may as well just discard the shrapnel if we're not going to play it. And then... So let's see. I could do 12 damage and put 5 bleed up on him, then we just have to touch him once when his turn comes around. Yeah, let's just stack up more bleeds. So you're going to hit not particularly hard here. Okay. So the bleed goes straight to the health, but the poison deals damage to armor first, which is a weird way for that to work, I feel like. Okay, so we found our Strange Mist. It feels like I should just play Strange Mist, right? Here's the question. Does this restore health to each character in the rank, or is it just doing the second part of the effect? Okay, I mean, that's a pretty good... It's a pretty good card. Alright, so... Deal weapon damage. I mean, let's red powder this dude. I guess you want to throw the powder now. I want to go ahead and grab these and just stack up more bleed on our friend back here. He's attacking the bear, which is a profound waste of his time. Alright, now obviously 22 bleed is not quite going to cut it, but it's a start. We don't really have... So I guess we want to hit strategy on the bear. Billhook this dude up to the front row. Mostly just to mess with him. And then I'm assuming if I battering ram him back to the back row again, he will attack this turn. But I kind of want him to, right? Like, let's find out. Let's find out if that works that way. Ah, it did allow him to change targets, which I was not anticipating. But like, we want him to have a start of a turn phase, right? Because we want to do damage. Okay. This would be a really fun time for us to have our blood ritual. Sadly, no such luck. But what we do have is, yeah, enough. All right, I'm feeling a little bit more confident. We managed to take down a wolf. We're getting there. Yeah, we're not taking any of this. The shadows. Some sinister figures follow you through the streets, casting tall shadows on the alley walls. So whenever you select a card, this card will move to its lane. Huh. I am curious about a chance to improve. Let's hit this, and then we'll confront the stalkers afterward, maybe. Some enders are hot on your trail. You turn a corner to find a seemingly dead end. Candiford yells, "Over here, a hatch!" Ah, the cursed thing is sealed. So Candiford gains a stamina but loses 10 vitality. Is this a permanent stamina gain? Because that would be pretty great. Candiford exhaustively bludgeons the lock with their weapon until it finally thunders open. Quick, get in! As Candiford begins to heave the door shut, a deft arrow finds its mark in their shoulder. You disappear into the shadows. You know, like, I know that this is not a part of the game that a lot of gamers are going to care about necessarily, but, like, it's really not that expensive to have someone edit your text and remove little embarrassing things like this, perhaps. And I'm saying someone. I do mean me. I will do it. You don't have to pay me that much. You do have to pay me, but you don't have to pay me that much. All right, so there is a more difficult combat encounter over here, and presumably one that yields more XP. So maybe we go ahead and do the extra strength combat encounter, and then we confront the stalkers. Because like I'm sure if we let this card tick down, it'll be bad. I'm sure we want to confront them like on our own. But like this is gonna level up 2 of my characters. Ooh, an Ender Knight. That is 200 health, my dude. While this character is alive, opponents cannot exceed an armor of 120. Huh. I have such a hard time imagining that that's going to be a problem. Alright, so my poor mouse is going to get, like, extremely manhandled here. How do we want to... I guess I'm just going to have the bear kick this dude to the back row. I will deal with you in a minute. We don't necessarily need to play this the Strange Mist right now. I wonder if it'll let me ruin injury. Let's find out. No, okay. Can I back out from here? I cannot. Okay, once I've committed, I'm committed. That's fine. I think, like, Sharpened Steel is only okay. Alright, so we're gonna do some blood. The Parish. Banish all cards in hand, take 5 damage, and deal 15 vitality damage for each banished card. If the active character dies, this does double damage. That's quite a commitment. I guess... Give me the Concealed Blades and we'll just stab... So this is just going to lay a bunch of extra bleed. And we could just lay a ton of bleed onto the Ender Knight. And then did plan to deal with these ones through more normal means. Now throwing the poison on the Ender Knight honestly, this is probably going to take forever. Like, let's go ahead and do that too. And I think I'm going to use the bear's ability anyway here, so we may as well get the extra armor out of it. I am not going to spend the mouse's will on this yet, though. All right, 15 to everyone. All right, let's have the mouse. I think we're going to discard guard. I'm going to round shield myself for 15. I know we discard the injury. What am I talking about? Yeah, I still take cover. Still take cover her though. We discard the injury, and then throw a red powder up. I guess. Sorry, I should have done that with Candiford. Candiford should have been the one who threw that. Yeah, that was not ideal. I guess I would rather sacrifice the 3 damage than not get the healing. Then I guess you also guard and then use your weasel ability again. Ferret? What the? I forget. Listen, ask me anything about the creatures of the earth. Well, this character's plate is above 60. All bleed is converted into vulnerability. Okay. I think that's still fine. I think I'm still okay with that. And then it's like, do we want to... I don't think we want a bear ability again. We're just going to take a real beating here. Because we're going to hack through a ton of your health. Very, very shortly. Okay, damage that will actually affect the mouse. That is unacceptable to me. So what in this hand would we ruin? I could ruin the heavy shield, I guess. I do think Candiford's going to take some significant damage this battle. But I really do want to play Ruin. Well, we certainly don't need to apply any more bleed to you. Will we actually get 22 turns in this battle? God, I hope not. Alright, I guess we just pick one of these two and start working, right? Let's, may as well be you, I guess. Throw this up. I should just play heavy shield. We're not gonna do the carnage, even though it is awfully good. Yep. Mouse is just gonna take damage. Nothing for it. Not that it matters too much either. I guess we can just have somebody else do the ruination. It's not like the end of the world that we don't get maximum value on it. Blood Ritual is so, like, we're going to have to cycle through our whole deck to get Blood Ritual to work. The maximum possible upside on it is very, very good, and playing Carnage now is going to make Carnage a lot better the next time we play it, but it's not going to, like, result in the death of an enemy or anything. Yeah, alright, I'm going to commit. The Blood Ritual thing is tricky to get going. We should start leveling up that card. And then, I mean, like, I may as well. Ragged Claw. Well, do I want a Ragged Claw with the mouse? Yeah, whatever. It's a trade up on damage, for sure. Does the bear ability remove vulnerable? It does not. Okay. So it feels like we probably want to... You know, Warcry from the mouse is still not terrible. Boy, this guy is expecting to go up against opponents who have much, much more impressive stats than we do. Alright, this is a little bit of a setup turn. I guess, like, it's reasonable to apply strategy to the bear, given the weapon that the bear is wielding and everything. If I battering ram this guy with the bear, he just dies. That's probably worthwhile. Yeah, we don't have to respond to this guy's movement too much this turn. I love when I kill an enemy and the word strategy just appears above my head to let me know that I've done it right. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna keep working on these ones in the front here. You know, we still have a lot of enemies to kill. And we're gonna save that 6 charge for later. Very, very slowly. We're gonna let that poison tick up until it can do the job by itself. Okay. So, Bull's challenge. It doesn't feel like it's even worth it to do... God, we're gonna have to do so much damage to this guy so quickly to actually kill him. This is exactly the kind of thing I was waiting for on the mouse. Your attack is irrelevant, but I sure do want to just finish you off. So this is just gonna do a little bit of damage. Like, I guess we got to start hacking through his armor, but it feels inconsequential. And then we're out of damage. So you should just take the solid footing. I mean, this still deals 5. Okay, so all we have to do is wait this guy out a little bit or something. Well, it's pretty obvious that a billhook here is good and fun. So you do have a will left? Nah, let's not get fancy. Let's just play the powder. Alright, so we got some vulnerability on you. Well, we got him down to 17 armor. So he's gonna hit Rose for like a ton. Unless we do something about it. Like, say, this. What if we just never let him have a turn? Ever again? And then, is there anything else that I particularly need you to do? No, you may as well just poison tip him. Alright, we're getting there. We're starting to get there. Do I want to just throw up a strange mist? I think I do. You know, it's good to have healing. And then I guess that's it. That's all we get this turn. Am I waiting for anything in particular on the last point of the bear's will? I guess, like, potentially moving someone with the card that costs 1 and 1. Like, that could be meaningful. Alright, what's your plan here? Same as before. Well, we get a pretty good bit of vulnerability here. Yeah, we could call a withdraw on the mouse to the back row. I actually think that's probably a good idea to just, like, at some point we're going to want to do this. Let's just get you out of the way. Yeah, you can attack the bear. That's just fine. And then it doesn't really matter who does this. More stacks of vulnerable forever. Yeah, if you can stack up a bunch of vulnerability on someone all at once, it really has an effect. Well, this is pretty great. Because now I get to coat you in acid for even more poison damage, and I think you're just dead at this point. Yeah. Okay. That wasn't so bad. Took a little bit of doing, certainly more effort intensive. I do think the art for Calculating Strike is very funny, but probably... Boy, cards that give preparation. Draw an additional card for every stack of preparation, and then it only ticks down by 1 each turn. You know, alright. You know, if you're adding cards to draw cards, it's like not even adding cards. It's net, not cards. Wait, who leveled up? Okay, the UI seems to have become unresponsive. I clicked equipment and then I think they didn't get their XP yet, but I actually can't interact with any of the buttons now. I appear to have created a situation. Okay, well, we're just gonna crash this thing from the task manager, and we will just see how it handles that. I'm sure there's frequent auto-saving, but I bet it's gonna put me back at the beginning of that battle. And if it does, I will just, I will not make you watch that again. I'll go ahead and take care of that off camera and then bring y'all back in. Let's just see. Really, for the purposes of preventing people from save scumming, it should probably make a quick save at the... Okay. Huh. So we don't have the XP from the fight, but it did tick down. Wow, that's the worst of all possible ways for that to resolve. Real bad implementation. Okay, well, I guess we basically just skipped a turn. We skipped a round in exploration, which is very bad, actually. It's an extremely bad thing. Applies 30 net to an opponent and deals 12 damage. Damage dealt by the character with net is consumed by the net. Okay. At turn start, while net is applied, the character loses 10 armor and cannot move. That's a neat way of representing that ability. Okay, let's strategy you. And then, like, am I gonna carnage the momentum, maybe? That seems alright. So who are they? Is everybody getting a net? No, Candiford's getting it twice. Well, let's see if we can do something about that. So we can carnage the Bull's Charge. Bull's Charge is not great for the amount of... Yeah, I'm going to do that. Wow. Weird. Well... I may as well. Oh, no, wait. Sorry, hold on. Obviously, we want Candiford to break this. The whole reason I did that was so Candiford could break that guy's armor. And then we'll just go ahead and bear ability off the winded stacks, I guess. Momentum doesn't do anything for us because we would have to discard the only card we have. Okay, so... yeah, weird. So basically we have to cut our way through the net before we can really act again, except for Deslin, who can really just chop some people up in the meantime. Okay, so you're dead. Something needs to be done about you. So you can't move. I'm wondering if I can move them though. Like if they can be moved by another character. Let's find out. Let's test. No, okay. Not a big surprise. I did want to apply the armor there anyway, so not too heartbroken about that. You just hack at your net. Oh, the bleed still occurred though. Interesting. I was not expecting that to work. I'm gonna do this and we'll rush the net and just build up a whole bunch of charge for later. And then you may as well heavy shield. All right. Yeah, this is a good time to have 9 points of charge. Nope, sorry. Sorry. You do it. So since the bleed does pierce the net, I guess it's worth stacking up the bleed damage on. Slowly but surely, getting through this net. You know, I guess let's also, may as well throw up the other red powder here before we start dealing other damage. Stack that up for next turn. So sadly, I am going to take some real damage here. Alright, problem solved. Hey, Ruination actually does damage. And it doesn't matter who does it. You should definitely be the one to deliver that. So that one's dead. And then, yeah, I could do a little bit of Ruination, I suppose. Gosh, they sure do hate our mouse. Well, we don't have the resources. We don't have any will left for the bear to clear the blood ritual. But also, how close are we to being able to just do the kill here? I guess not that close. You may as well do this, and you can throw cover up on the bear. Yeah, we don't really lose very much by having one party member in the net, because we don't need their stamina anyway. Yeah, I'm not gonna... It would be very silly to do that thing. Boy, you brought a lot of very large nets with you. Now, having two people in the nets is maybe a little bit of a problem. Do I still get the move effect? I totally do. It seems a little silly for all of the non-damage parts of things to work through the net. I'm not complaining exactly, but... we have no damage output. I forgot to draw damage out. And as much fun as it is to bounce this guy back and forth between the ranks, we're not actually doing any damage here. There we go. I will finally get my levels. We probably do not... Yeah, I don't need any of this. Okay, there we go. Pick one card to discard from your discard to move to hand and gain exertion. The next card this character plays is banished. So 1 stamina for a controlled draw does seem pretty good. Eager Strike is still exciting, and I think we're probably not interested in tempering really. So like, exertion is really cool though. Yeah, give me the exertion. And then it's probably will actually, right? Like Rose's will is more valuable than any other party members, I think. And you restore 15 vitality and gain a poison. Swap the enemy ranks is kind of unexciting. Apply 2 stacks of overwhelm and gain 4 charge. I do really love overwhelm. I am like all the way come around on overwhelm. And the thing is, I just don't think that we need that much vitality restoration on the bear. Yeah, overwhelm's very, very good. It's a shame that card banishes when you play it. Oh, right. I should probably upgrade your stamina or will. You know, I'm going to give you a point of will as well. And then we're pretty close to a level up on Candiford as well. Plus 500 XP for everybody, followed by potentially a fight. I do kind of want to see what happens if it expires. I want to see both, right? I want to see both what happens if it expires and also what happens if I interrupt it. But I feel like it would be very silly not to take 500 XP. You quickly turn a corner into a narrow passage and wait for your stalkers to follow you in. Suddenly, the figures burst from the other side of the alley, catching you off guard. Clippers, agile assassins infamous for their arsenal of poisonous weapons. One of them dives toward you, blade outstretched. You manage to glimpse a vial of green liquid on the inside of their cloak. Viper's breath. Smashing it on the ground would have you suffer a toxic cloud, but might deter your opponents, so we want to avoid elite combat. A random opponent to your next 3 combat starts with the Miasma. Whenever you draw an additional card, apply a poison to a random opponent. Wait. I'm not sure I understand how this works. A random opponent will start with the Miasma. Whenever you draw an additional card, apply 1 poison to a random opponent. So it's not clear to me if the you in that is the person who has the miasma effect, or if you always refers to the player regardless of where an effect is located. But in either case, that seems like it's not actually a bad thing because the enemies don't draw cards. And we're gonna take this one because I don't want to do the elite combat, and also obviously like we have to figure out how that actually works. If they have no allies on the rank, they gain... Okay, that's kind of cool. Gaining a free stamina every turn. Start each combat with plus 2 will. Or whenever this character moves, they gain 10. You know, choosing 2 points of extra will on the Weasel actually seems pretty good. And then I think I'm going to take another point. I don't think the Weasel needs a 6th point of stamina right now. Yeah, let's fight. Let's get in a fight with somebody, because we're about to level up 2 of our people again. Maybe I should move Gray to the back rank. I really like the Okay, so we'll probably let that build for a second before bouncing it. I really wish we had drawn a multi-attack. So this is actually like a very difficult combat. This is a way more difficult combat than we're used to. So whenever you draw an additional card, so when I drew a card, apply 1 poison to a random opponent. Like the thing that's weird about this is that you and opponent are the same person. This is a very strangely worded debuff. Anyway, we're gonna go after this top one, because obviously it would be a good idea to get rid of that. So there's nothing we can do really to build up charge. But I definitely want to have the mouse throw the red powder. So I guess that's just gonna have to do. And then I'm not gonna ruin my roar. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna just play Ruination, I think. And then I guess the value of going to 6 stamina is that you can throw Concealed Blade thing twice in a turn. And then do I want to go ahead and do the the bear will thing? Probably. Yeah, I guess that's fine. All right, and then... So if I hit the button again, we'd only get to actually play 2 of the concealed blades. We do 4 more damage, apply 6 more bleeds, so you'd be at 24 with 15 bleed. Which means that you would be dead. I'm going to do it. And the other concealed blades will stay in the deck, right? Gee, I do have to hit you one more time. But okay, so you won't... I was not calculating in the damage from Overwhelm, but you won't die this turn, but you will not get another turn afterward. It's going to have to do. Also, creating the concealed blades counts as drawing a card, apparently, which it, like, obviously shouldn't. It's a very strange way for that to work. Alright, let us try to get a good acid burn going here. So we're going to see a lot of damage on this bear, which is, like, fine. Oh, the miasma seems to have faded after a single turn anyway. This character gains armor for... yeah, whatever. We're just going to leave the brute for last and then overwhelm them all at once, the way we did with the big guy, so I'm not too concerned about that. Let us, I guess, just throw out a whole lot of daggers and stuff here. Like, we just want to open up this dude, right? I want to save my other mouse will for the moment, but we can use your will now that it doesn't apply any more poison. And I think we really do just want to, like, hack through this rabbit guy so that the upcoming front rank turn is, like, largely irrelevant. Push opponent to back rank. So yeah, we could bounce you back so you actually take your bleed damage. I don't hate that. Can we get you... yeah, like, we can get you to the point where the acid burn actually works. You will, of course, go after the mouse because you are a monster. Yeah, and I did not use my stamina. Like, there was a way to do this that works a hell of a lot better and actually kills this guy. Interesting. Just like sort of volunteered as tribute there. Okay, well, you're dead now, and it's not clear to me why you chose to do that. I'll take it, though. Gosh, we really need to draw that, card. Alright, so let's lock up the strategy on you. We're not actually going to kick anyone in a way that matters here. Yeah, we just don't have a very exciting turn overall. I think I'm gonna ruin the kick. Kick is the card, or you know what? It's probably shrapnel, actually. Shrapnel is the card that's least likely to be useful with these very high armor enemies. Gain a hysterical, but do some damage. I mean, that doesn't seem like a big deal. I do wish that the cards were just like a little bit more uniform in their function. Some cards you have to click once, some cards you have to click twice. Let's go ahead and do this and stack up some more damage over time stuff. So I probably just want to get back the red mist, right? The red powder. I think all things being equal, that's our best card. The thing is, I do want Rose to play it because we want the healing, and that means that it, well, it doesn't have to be that pops. Like I could exhaust. Yeah, I could exhaust my shield. I wouldn't feel too bad about that. Okay, you know what? Let's do that. So I'm gonna hit exertion. We're gonna grab the good red powder. Then we're going to round shield. Let that get banished. Gonna go ahead and take cover, yeah, on Rose. And then it's like it probably makes more sense to throw out the overwhelm. Yeah, it makes more sense to gain the charge now and use it on the Rondel Dagger attack, right? I guess I don't have to throw the red powder with Rose. It's only 5 health, right? Because we do have the Rondel Dagger into rush thing here. Yeah, let's do that instead. Because that is quite a lot of damage overall. And then we can... I should have red powdered with somebody else first, though. Listen. Math is hard, alright? So you're going to do just fine off of that. Yeah, we really do need to draw that Strange Mist. It's very unfortunate that it has been as deep in the deck as it has been. Okay, so we only have to do a single point of damage to this guy, and wow, we only drew 1 card that can deal damage. Well, that's fun. You're just gonna go ahead and solidify your footing. I guess this comes down to you. Alright, so that guy's dead. Let's make sure the same is true of the ones in the back here. You can... I guess it makes sense for you to take the guard. Do we just move this guy? Because, like, I don't have to hit that. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just move you to the front. You're just going to do your fortress thing, which I don't care about. I don't actually want to move the mouse because I want to, when we do draw the healing card in a second, we all need to be in the same row. Or the same rank, rather. But yeah, this will kill you, then back row gets a turn, and the guy in the back rank is already dead. Okay. Of course it was in literally, like, it was almost the last card in the deck. Okay, let's do a small amount of damage here, because that's the only amount of damage that we're allowed. It's a shame that we've run out of will. So we can play something a second time. I could just double Acid Burn with Canterford's turn. You know, of all the cards in our hand, Acid Burn is the best one. So I guess let's do that. And then you... Exertion, and maybe just don't play another card for the rest of the battle. I think that's entirely possible. It is remarkable to see that thing move that quickly. And I guess... yeah, I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and... there's no reason not to fire that, right? And unfortunately, Rose does just take a big hit in the face, because enemies love to hit Rose. Not that I don't get it. You know, it's okay to banish the red powder. That's fine. Let's get a little bit of healing back and then just crush this dude. Alright, enemies have kind of a lot of health. Yeah, we're not taking any of that. You can already see the effects of our deck being too large. Like, it's extremely difficult for us to draw the cards we're after. And you know what? I am noticing that we are an hour in here, but we're also right on the cusp. Let's take one more battle, get one more level up, and then we'll call it there for the day. Okay, so good news for it being on the bear. Pretty sure we do just want to strategy the bear again. And then... so you're going to apply a very small amount of bleed. Okay, and the enemies are distributing their attacks in a way that I really appreciate. This is a very low impact turn, right? That counts as drawing a card. It shouldn't, obviously, but it does. I feel like you should only get credited for drawing a card if you draw a card. I know that's like a hot take, but I feel like that's how that should work. So I guess we really don't want to spend any of the Weasel's will. So I'm just gonna like preemptive solid footing here. You can do 5 damage to somebody, kind of doesn't matter who. I guess that one. Not gonna spend will on a withdraw for no reason, so the question is just, do I injury and then... yeah, that's probably fine, right? Okay, so the miasma does not go down by 1 each turn. It goes down by 1 of each of that character's turns, which is a different concept. Well, obviously, like, Ruthless and Carnage together is fairly exciting. Yeah, it's very, very hard for me to imagine that it's wrong to ruin 2 cards and then that'd be 10 stacks of bleed on top of the Carnage damage. But which 2 cards? It's probably just like, it's probably Guard and Momentum, right? Or Guard and Blood Ritual. Let's do the Guard first. So we want to do... well, Carnage is going to spend the stacks right away. I guess this isn't going to work out. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get them all converted into Brutality because of the way the timing on these. But we can do some of this stuff. Blood Wrath. Sadly, not alongside an injury. Boy, imagine. And then we go ahead and we... banish 2 non-ruin cards from your hand, deal 20 damage, but gain marked. I mean, marked only firing when something dies makes that not really that impressive. And then I think we will do this and just gain a bunch of charge off the rush. So you're going to take 10. You're going to take a lot. You are the sole target. Not much we can do about it, though. If only I just let the bear bleed badly for a turn. Doesn't make any sense to use any of your will, so yeah, I guess we just sit. Let the miasma expire, and then we can get a little fancier now. Oh wow, nice and early. Okay, I'm pretty happy to see that right after the miasma runs out. It's a really nice time for that to show up. And then... yeah, things are really just, like, not lining up correctly, which sucks. So if the opponent has more than 18 armor, yeah, not a big concern. Okay, so... we can kick the Billman back to the back, which is probably a pretty okay move. Just lessen the overall intensity of the turn, and then, like... I definitely want you to do this. I don't think it matters who we use. Yeah, let's just, like, do damage here. So that puts you on death at the beginning of your turn before you can actually do anything. There's nothing we can do about this incoming damage, so we just, like, put some... Overwhelm is removed at the start of a character's turn, so we don't want to overwhelm one of them right now. We want to overwhelm one of these two, because it'll last longer. And it does not matter even a tiny little bit which one. They are identical characters. And do I want to just spend my... I kind of want to hold on to that 9 charge in case we draw a multi-attack again, so... I'm actually going to have Candiford do this. Alright, gained 4 stacks of bleed naturally, which is fun. So you're going to die at the beginning of the turn. Y'all are both planning to do 12 to the whole rank. Well, this is certainly a helpful thing to have drawn. And then what we do have... well, we do not have a red powder in the discard pile. Yeah, I guess you have moved, haven't you? We probably... I'm debating whether I want to have you do the sharpened steel or whether we're just going to blow the 9 charge. I think we're just going to blow the 9 charge on this single attack because I don't want to hold us up too much. So you're both going to bleed out. I think I'm just not going to play the exertion. There's nothing here that's, like, particularly compelling. We could give the weasel, I guess. So we could grab Vanguard and do 10 damage. You could just turn this into 10 damage, and then it feels very bad. I don't necessarily want to set up the exertion, is all I'm thinking. Yeah, I think I'm actually just going to pass. Because honestly, that enemy's just not that dangerous. Okay, can we get through this dude's health? Probably, right? Let's see, so... part of me wants to just hold on to my will for the next go-around of the healing card. And I was willing to hold on to a small number of bleed stacks on the bear, just hoping that we would draw one of those cards that cared about bleeds again, but I guess they're all in the discard pile already. Yeah, you know what? I will just eat this. And... sure, you get to throw out the powder. Just throw out the powder. There we go. So this seems like very obviously the time for this thing. Alright, and that'll give me a nice big pile of acid as well. Then we just need to get you for a little bit. That was a little tiny bit of overkill. In fact. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna save the will. Moves opponent backwards in lane. Doesn't actually do any damage by itself. Interesting. What is even the point? I guess we may as well just snap you up here, right? Why even let you have a turn? I should definitely have done that in the other order, but I mean, it's not going to end up mattering too much. All right, you pick up Warcry. I guess we're just going to bounce him back to the back row anyway. No, we're probably going to bounce this other guy back to the back row, right? Because the 6 damage is a little bit more meaningful. And then, are you dead already? No, you're at 8. Okay, we're going to go ahead and fire this. We got to tap him one more time. And then, your turn. I mean, I gotta say, I like the thing where you press a button and it just spawns a bunch of pretty okay attacks in your hand. That seems like a pretty good racial ability. And then, yeah, I mean, I see no reason not to do this. We'll ruin, like, a strike or something. How feverish is your onslaught? Wow, that's mighty feverish. Yeah, that's just a really good card. Here, you do it. Yeah, tremendously effective, in fact. Okay. Gain 2 stamina if you kill a target with a 10 damage attack is pretty cool. Apply wound. Yeah, I think we're skipping all this. All right. I'm going to click equipment, and I'm not going to click any of my characters. A 2-handed polearm with a 4 stamina attack. 12 damage to the rank. Applies bleed or... Wow. Wow. Okay. So obviously, if we replace Deslin's weapon with this... Man, maybe I should replace Candiford's weapon with this and move Candiford back to the back row? Because, like... This is a pretty damn good weapon. And having a high base weapon damage on a character obviously has its own value. We don't actually get that much play out of Candiford's shield. 12 damage to the whole rank is... Yeah, I know 4 is a lot, but I'm assuming it applies the bleed to everybody on the rank as well. And then a source of cripple will make Deslin's whole thing much more effective. I think we cannot not take this. And I think it makes a lot of sense to keep the mouse on a weapon that has multi-attacks. So I kind of want to hold on to the heavy shield, though. Like, it's a very good shield. We'll just have a dead shield in our stash for some future character. Actually. I probably just want to replace the round shield, right? It does 15 shielding divided over 2 characters, which is cool. It does not create the anticipation, though. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. I'm going to leave the round shield behind. And we're just going to have to take a point of stamina on Gray at this level up. All right. Do think this is a good idea. At the start of their turn, if this character has less than 30% vitality, strikes and guards are doubly effective. Okay, we still have all of our strikes. I think we removed a couple of guards. Whenever this character applies a status effect to an opponent, deal 2 damage for every stack applied. Yo! Winner. For sure, winner. And then, Bear, what kind of cool stuff do you get? On turn 9, double the poison stacks of all opponents. That's a very specific thing. At the start of the turn, all stacks of bleed on this character are converted to vitality and removed. That's pretty cool, actually. I don't think we want it on this character in particular because we already have a way of controlling bleed on this character. Whenever this character's defense is broken, they gain rage. I mean, I guess. I don't know that I think any of these are very good, but there's no reason not to take something. The start of their turn, all stacks of bleed are converted. So if I bleed myself on my turn, I will take the bleed damage. No, bleed damage happens at the start of the turn. Yeah, so it would make it so I don't necessarily have to spend will on that. But then, like, what else am I going to spend will on? And this isn't happening now, but that's not to say that we will not get into positions where it does. And if we're fighting something really dangerous, yeah, all right. I think they're all marginal, but the bad tempered is the one that's best in a situation that is difficult for us, which, you know. Oh, also I gotta, upgrade stamina or will. Stamina, I guess? I don't really have strong feelings about that. Okay, I think this is maybe an okay place to call it. We are leveling up very rapidly. I'm starting to feel pretty powerful, but you know what? Our enemies are also starting to feel pretty powerful. So that's all we have for today. And when you come back next time tomorrow, hopefully we're going to be completing Old Town, provided that we don't get horribly murdered in a back alley somewhere. And we'll see you then.